On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Tony collects all the stars, Ethan improves the island life, and Cole attempts an 18-man raid, but settles for 2 friends and 9 strangers. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
I'm so happy you're back.
I'm glad to be back. I was on my deathbed last week, I think, so I have not been that sick in a very long time. I pretty much spent the entire Saturday in bed.
It's not a good way to spend a Saturday.
No, it was not fun. Next week, I get to spend the entire weekend moving, hopefully, into a new house. We still haven't 100% gotten our closing date. It should be Friday. Hoping that's when it is. Praying that's when it is. We'll see. So this week, I'm free. Nothing to worry about. We're good to go. Also joining us, we've got Cole.
Hey!
What's going on?
Just, Destiny.
Yeah?
Games.
All right. Well, if I'm out next week, you have to host the show.
Yay!
Yeah. You get to be the one that says howdy to start the show.
That was a discussion had before the show.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Yeah, Ethan, you sent me a message and told me that. I was like, there are some people who I will let use the phrase. So were you guys like, we can't say that's Tony's thing. We can't say that.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, I do not. There's nowhere in my house that says I have a copyright on the phrase howdy. So
well, it's like with Nintendo Oki, even Shelby, whenever he would host the show while you're out, he's like, "Well, howdy," and it was just like, okay.
Does it sounds weird coming out of somebody else's mouth?
Oh, it sounds weird doing it as well.
It was a little strange for me at first too. That's how I actually say hello to people walking down the street. You're
just walking by and suddenly Tony's just howdy, I'm Tony.
Well, I don't go that far. I don't tell everybody, that this is the Procedurally Generated Show or this is the Nintendo Oki podcast.
Well, that's why we're not getting as many listeners. You're not promoting us enough.
I get maybe that's what it is. So I will say howdy do a lot. That's the other one that I do.
Oh, that's just weird.
I could get that. Howdy doody.
No, not howdy doody.
Howdy do.
Well, howdy do.
Howdy do.
Howdy do, man.
How'd you do what?
The Procedurally Generated Show. That's how do you do that? I've forgotten. We're supposed to talk about games, I think, is what we're doing, right?
Yeah, sure.
Cole?
Yes.
Have you been playing a game?
I'm still playing the game. So Destiny 2.
He's playing it right now.
I'm still playing it. Yeah, no, there's not really a lot of new content, but there's new challenges every week. So I try to get my 10 challenges done, so that way at the end of the season, at the end of the season, you have to have 75 done. I think there's like 100 challenges you can do, so I'm doing more than I need to. But
yeah,
this week, someone had discovered that there's a glitch going on where you can join or mid starting up an activity to get more than the intended amount of people. So the max party size in Orbit is for any activity is 12. So someone found it was like, oh, maybe we can take an extra 6 people into the raid. And so 12-man raids have been a thing for the last week and a half. 12-man strikes, 12-man
trials.
Everything but Gambit, and I think that's why Trials got to.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, their big PvP activity Trials is a weekend thing.
They said it's disabled for unknown reasons to y'all.
Yeah, we don't want to risk someone going into a Trials match thinking it's going to be 3v3 when in reality 9v3 or something. Or
Just going in
6v3.
there and just obliterating all these 3-man teams because you're a 12-man team, going flawless, it'd be amazing.
Oh yes. So
Unless
they
the other
do, yeah.
team unless that 3-man team destroys all of y'all, then it's like, well, they've earned the right to be flawless. Just give it to them right now.
I guess the amount of players in trials wouldn't matter if it's 12 versus infinite shots of Eyes of Tomorrow or whatever would be still nothing. But yeah, so we saw it and we thought, hey, before they patch it, let's be one of those teams that does it. So me, Ethan, and Stuart, we looked for a couple of posts. I joined one that was for 18 people. They wanted to do 18. They found out that you can't queue 18 people into it because
Reasons.
I don't know. It caps out at 12. And so they started getting rid of people left and right, and they're like, "Hey, we're doing a flawless run. So if you don't want to do a flawless run, get out." And it's like,
so Stuart
yeah,
leaves first.
Stuart left, Ethan left, and then finally I left because it was like, no.
I thought about.
It's hard.
I talked to Stuart,
60.
and we discussed staying long enough for us to get like so far in there, and then we just take a death and leave.
Yeah. Yeah. So flawless with 6 people is hard enough to keep 6 people from falling to their deaths in the platforming, the little jumping puzzle section.
Yeah, those guys kind of wasted our time, honestly.
Yeah. So we ended up finding a different group. It worked out really well. It was just like, okay, the mechanics take like 4 to 6 people, so half of you are basically just gonna be killing ads and stuff.
What was hilarious about doing that is like some of those guys already knew who you were.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I do a lot of looking for group. That's the easiest way to find a team through this. So I use the companion app on there, and I'm playing through, and one of the guys is like, "Wait, Potato? That name sounds familiar. Haven't I raided with you?" I was like, "Probably." You're like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I raided with you last week on this." I'm like, "There's a good chance. I raid a lot. It's like that's the main activity to do when you run out of other stuff to do. It's like, well, I mean, sure, I've done all my my in-game cap activities or whatever. I've got all my powerfuls done for the week, and I've already got all my raids done. But I mean, the raids are fun, so I'll help some other people or whatever. I try to be helpful."
Yeah, I remember turning on Ethan's stream one day this week, and you guys were doing that, and I thought it was just complete chaos. I just saw people jumping around everywhere. I had no idea what was going on.
We didn't really get any directions for anything that was being done other than it's like everyone that's not part of the original clan here just kill stuff, and so that's what we're doing. And then they're just taking their sweet time doing the proper stuff and making jokes. So that's what was going on the whole time during that.
Okay.
While we're just like, hurry up and do the thing. We got a boss here to fight. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it looks like if you had a good crew who, played together on a regular basis, it could be something that would be insanely fun to do.
Yeah.
Like the idea of huge groups going off and doing something together like that sounds fun, but it's something that you've got to know the people you're playing with and have at least a small amount of coordination to keep things going properly.
Yeah, one of the 12 or 18 men, whatever, one of the bigger groups that we were in, it was like, since there's so many people, it's like, okay, this is gonna be super easy. And so just people like I was like, oh my gosh, we're definitely the oldest people in this group because they're like, there's just kids like memeing, just like, okay, road.
Oh, there was that one we did where one of the guys was talking about how many TikTok followers he had, and I was like,
oh, good lord.
And I was like, good for you, dude. And then it's like, what is TikTok?
Allegra, what is TikTok? TikTok is a gaming app. I don't know about that.
No, it is definitely not a gaming app.
You don't play games on TikTok?
Well, I mean, people probably do play games on TikTok, but not like video games.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, that's about it. did some raids. I'm working on Pinnacles. Stopped long enough to talk about the game, so I'll go back to it and listen to it. So, yeah,
Cool.
that's me for this week.
All right. We even got Shannon to play a little bit of Destiny with us as well.
Oh yeah, that was so good. He's almost done with the beginning missions, so hopefully, if all goes well, Wednesday maybe we could do some 4-player activities like Gambit or
Yeah.
12-man raid or an actual just a 6-man raid.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, that's I think if we want to do more than just the 4 of us, though, we'd have to play on like PlayStation or something, right? To get like Stuart and
Yeah.
Stuart and Jason, yeah.
yeah. See, the problem with that is I don't have
Plus,
PlayStation Plus right now.
that could be arranged. We could figure something out for you.
I really wish PlayStation would do like Nintendo, and I think Microsoft does on stuff. Is you don't have to have gold for free to play games.
Yeah.
If we wait it out long enough, we'll eventually get that crossplay.
That's true. That's true. Then I could play on Stadia.
If Stadia's around by the time cross.
I can't tell if he's kidding or not.
I am because I don't have all of the content on Stadia. So
I don't think anyone
first raid,
does.
the first raid's basic. That's what we checked on Wednesday as well.
The first raid would be a really good one to do 12-man, just because it's not a lot of lockdown on anything really.
I can't imagine trying to do the first one because think about it. All right, first encounter, you only have 6 doors.
Yeah, we shove 2 people in there.
No, because if more than one person gets in a door, it doesn't.
We have a damage phase right before that, though, right?
Oh yeah, so you're right. So we would just
if we can melt her during that phase, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
If not, we can always just skip that encounter.
That's true. It's
oh
always
my gosh, you know how easy that would be to do the input for skipping encounters with 12 people?
All right, everyone take one of
Everyone take a circle and start shooting. All right, you have fish, you have horse, you have you have the 2-headed snake, you have the flying fish, you have the distracted bird.
Disinterested bird. It's
yeah, whatever. Man, that would go like really quick. Except you'd have to be figuring out who keeps messing up their symbol.
Exactly. I was like, it would go quick, except for the fact that I have yet to be part of a raid group that didn't have someone who was always messing with the rest. Like, remember before we did the jumping platform, that spacewalk?
Yeah.
And like, okay, who's not going in the door? Go in the door.
And they're literally standing inside, and then they back right back out twice. It's like, dude, let us go, please. Have some respect for the people's time that you're wasting that are not part of your clan.
Exactly. It there's too much power for people not to troll, myself included.
Weren't you and Stuart last on the jumping puzzle?
Yeah. I'm always like one of the first ones, but this week it was just like I'm not doing it very well. I just kept falling. I'm so used to because I did that raid so much. I got super used to doing it as a Titan with line rampants and just skipping half the level.
Okay.
But I don't know. We should stop talking about Destiny for a bit. What have you been playing this week?
I played Animal Crossing New Horizons.
What is that game?
Yeah. I'm just sitting here quietly for no reason other than wanting a question.
I played this. Please.
Okay, if you don't know what Animal Crossing is at this point in time, you're listening to the wrong show. For everyone
We've
else,
talked about Animal Crossing quite a bit.
And if you actually legitimately don't know, Google.
Do you know how to Google?
Okay, so Animal Crossing New Horizons really there was like an update like a week ago or something.
Yeah.
Where they actually added the Mario content, but you weren't able to buy it until like this week. And so I started buying up the stuff on there and time traveling and buying more of the stuff and time traveling, buying more. Got
You're
everything and then
cheating.
started buying everything else, and here we are. I have at least one of everything that's Mario related. And then I have a bunch more of the other stuff to, decorate a house to make it look like a Mario stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to recreate World 1-1?
It's not possible as far as I can tell.
Okay.
The warp pipes, though, those are pretty handy.
I imagine they are, because that would allow you to be able to get to like places without having to terraform the world or carry around
you
your.
could literally like put a whole wall going up like the center of your island and put a warp pipe on each side and go from one place to the other. It's really convenient. The problem with the warp pipes though is I have like 4 of them right now, and 2 are in my house just for decoration. One in front of my house, and then one off in the actual town location because I don't live in the town part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can take any of those pipes and end up probably in the town, and then the town will just send me to a random one of the other 3.
So how exactly do those work? Do you
They
tie
just
2 of them together,
no,
or is it?
they just send you wherever.
Hmm.
But like
So
9
it's like
times out of 10, they send me to the town, so I don't complain about that. And then the town sends me. I mean, if I'm in front of the house, big deal, just walk on in. If I'm in the house, that's awesome too. So
Yeah.
So it's definitely nether portal technology. 'Cause if
yes,
you build the nether portals too close to each other, it's just like, all right, well, this leads here.
yeah, it's
Then you
like
take
what
the one
six
from-
six foot 6 steps in the real world is like 1 block in the nether or something.
Yeah.
The pipes themselves, like if you buy, you can only buy 1 pipe at a time. So if you're gonna teleport somewhere, you better buy 2 pipes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Another cool little thing I did, and this is just for decoration's sake in the house. The question blocks, if you walk underneath them, they act like you're jumping to hit them, and so they make the coin noise and bounce. And so in the house, I have those above each of the doorways in the main room.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so if you go in or out of a room,
Ding ding.
yeah, there you go. And 2 of them fit over each doorway, so that's pretty cool. The other items are all decoration. Like touch the mushroom, you hear the mushroom sound.
Mm-hmm. Does the flagpole do like the?
Yes,
You know,
this flagpole lowers and raises the Mario flag, lowering and raising the Bowser flag, and you get the flag coming down noise.
yeah.
But if you put Bowser's flag up, you get the flag going up noise.
Huh.
So it's like the reverse. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. If you time it just right, do you get fireworks?
No,
Oh,
That would be really cool, but
it
yeah,
would be.
there's
but
like no timer to do anything with. So
no.
well, the game goes off a real world clock, so you just have to end it
that's true. That's true.
like every second.
But yeah, I mostly did it all for the Mario stuff this week,
Of course.
I mean, other than the pipes being a really cool mechanic for getting around, which that is such a time saver. Everything else is just cosmetic and looks really cool. That's about it.
Yeah, the pipes are the only thing that really kind of interests me because there's some places that like I haven't played Animal Crossing in months, but I know there's some places that I really would like to be able to get to,
Hmm.
and I don't have the terraforming unlocked. I haven't even played enough to get that. So
Oh,
having the pipes open and being able to get up to the top of my island where I put some stuff, but normally have to use the ladders would be really handy.
yeah. I think as long as you can get KK to come to your town, they give you a terraforming for achieving that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Abby's played enough at this point to where all that stuff is unlocked, but I haven't.
I actually bought enough stuff from the shop ATM, whatever you want to call that thing,
Mhm.
from the Nook Shopping Network, that they gave me the Shopping Network app.
Nice.
And it was like in the middle of buying Mario stuff. I was like, oh, this is cool. I don't even have to leave the house when I start the game now.
Yeah, see, part of the problem with mine is that I have to share the island with a bunch of kids, and so I can't just make the island look exactly the way I want it to look.
Sure, you
Uh,
can.
and there's stuff all over the place. Like a couple, my kids look like hoarders because there's so much stuff piled in their yards. And but Abby is making the island look the way she wants it to, and it looks really cool to her. And she's pretty much the only one that still plays Animal Crossing on our file. I really, really wish they had made it one island per save file and not,
Or at least the
one.
option to have like either a shared island or separate islands.
Yeah, or like a couple of smaller sections that
Oh,
are your own.
like you get on your island and you can like see her island like off in the distance from yours. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would.
Thanks, Nintendo, for not doing what we would want.
So, and yeah, and I wasn't about to buy separate Switches just to play Animal Crossing.
It was waving high.
So, yeah,
Did you get any green clothes other than the Luigi one?
I was telling Cole before we started the show while Tony was off singing to his kids. They have the St. Patrick's stuff for sale in like Able Sisters.
yeah,
So I bought the full Irish or leprechaun looking outfit thing.
nice.
And then I was putting it onto my wand for the quick change and called it top of the morning. And the entire inspiration for the name was Jacksepticeye on that one.
That's not surprising.
Yeah. But yeah, Animal Crossing, Mario stuff on there. It's all right. I mean, if you like that stuff, go for it.
I mean, it's really cool.
It's like if you
Yeah,
played any of the I think anything before what 3DS. No, wait, well, no, it was 3DS.
New Leaf had some Mario stuff on it.
Yeah, some. I recall just like some of the other ones. They had like a whole bunch of like Mario and Zelda stuff that you could just decorate your house with, though, right?
Yeah, you could do that in New Leaf too. They had like the Master Sword and the flagpole and the fire bar.
Oh yeah, I think I went to Reggie's island in the Dream World thing before, and his house was just decked out in that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, did he earn this or did they just give it to him?
Oh, they just gave it to
Oh
him.
yeah, totally. By the way, if you go to Nintendo's or the My Nintendo thing, and if you were doing the whole Mario point quest missions, wherever they are, for the pins, you can get a point for going to the Nintendo Island through the Dream World stuff on New Horizons.
Okay.
They have the code on there on the site, and in their world, the kiosk that's in the Able Sisters store,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually in front of it's in the city square in front of that main building, where you can't put any items.
They cheated.
And you can use it to get like two different or two special designs. They're Tom Nook related, but the fact that you can get that is pretty neat.
That's kind of cool.
And you can look around their island. And it's kind of it's not what I would do for a design. It seems a little cluttered.
Okay.
Then again, my island's like vast and empty, so.
You haven't done the thing where you've seen the islands where they've turned it into like the downtown of New York or something, and
Oh no. It's like I'll go and dig up all the trees and then relocate them to places, and then they're just in the way.
yeah.
It's like I need to get through here, and there's a line of trees that's 5 trees thick, and they're all spaced 1 square apart. But yeah, so Animal Crossing. That's what I played. What about you, Tony?
Okay. Let's see. I have been playing more Super Mario 3D World.
Mm-hmm.
I played a couple other things, but primarily my evenings have been taken up playing through Mario 3D World because Jake and I decided. I think I've probably talked about this before. Decided to 100% the game.
Okay.
And we had finished the game, opened up all the secret worlds, finished all the secret worlds, but had some stuff left that we needed to do, some stars and things like that.
Yeah.
So we took a couple nights, went back, got all of the stars, all of the stamps in everything up through, Champions Road, the Crown World, whatever. And got all that stuff, and then unlocked the ability to see which characters we still needed to finish the game, finish the levels with, so that we could fully 100% the game. And so now we have been going back through and just very quickly finishing all the levels. When you just have to speed run through them, they don't take very much time at all.
Oh, no, not at all.
That's very nice. When you're doing that part, it's very nice to just run through the levels and not have to worry about trying to find things, worrying about where the stars are. Just go, just run. The problem with that is he's been playing as Toad, and nobody can keep up with Toad.
True, very true.
Because Toad's run speed is the same as any of the other characters after they've hit one of the speed boost pads.
Toad is the fastest blue character alive on that game.
So, yes, he is. So we have now managed to completely 100% everything up through World 6.
That's a lot. Holy crap.
So it took us a couple of nights to do just playing through with the characters we needed. We're probably going to finish up that part of it tomorrow, as of the time of this recording. And then later this week, we have a day before we have to start all the moving madness, where we're going to try to do the Crown World, because we got to do, the house that you have to get the 20 stars in.
Oh gosh, yeah, you have to do all that. Oh,
yeah, you have to play through that 3 times with 2 players. So
I would wait until the end and just bring in 2 other characters, since the game is 4-player, just to knock out the rest all at once.
The problem is I guess I do have that many controllers.
That way,
So,
both of y'all would. I guess you could pick up the other characters, throw them on the flagpole, then jump on yourselves.
Yeah, you could. That would be one way to do it, I suppose. So yeah, this will be, once we've done that, this will be the first Mario game I've ever 100%ed.
Very nice.
So that'll be, in the last couple of months, 2 games that we've gone back and 100%ed everything in, and I've never done that before. So playing through some games with him has made it so that I have to do things that I generally think I don't have time for. Because the biggest thing that I think is, to 100% the game, you just have to do a lot of busy work.
Yeah.
Because just finding all the stuff isn't, giving you credit for 100%ing the game. Just having to do it with every single character is a bit tedious. If you want to get that final, because we've got 4 of the 5 stars on the save file now that you can get. And all we're missing on the stamps is all of the character-specific stamps for completing the game 100% with that character.
Yeah. Found that out at the end, and it's I 100% it as Mario. Then it's yeah, but you haven't 100% of the game because of this. And I was well,
yeah,
that sucks. Thanks.
So
not that I'm going to use the stamps or anything.
yeah, you can't do anything with the stamps. It's just you can take a picture of it and show your friends on Twitter, because you can't post to Miiverse anymore like you could have with the stamps previously.
I remember getting all the stamps in Twilight Princess HD, and just, these are pointless. Thanks.
Yep. So that's what I've been doing. I also played a little bit of Katamari Damacy Reroll. Reroll?
Yeah,
I think that's what
I think it's Reroll.
It came out on Luna this week, and I turned that on and played. I ended up streaming it for about an hour one night, and had 6 or 7 people show up during stream, including Micah, who hung out and talked to me for a while. So I have never played a Katamari game before, so that's what prompted me to turn this on and play it for a little bit.
they're so much fun.
I'm having a little bit of trouble grasping the controls completely. There's two different types of controls, and what I want to do is control it like a typical 3D game where you just turn the camera with the right stick and the character goes wherever the character's facing, and you can't do that with this game.
You hold up with the left stick and you aim with the
Yeah.
right stick.
Yeah, it's basically like controlling a tank or a backhoe or whatever.
Well,
With the
I mean, it's a
sticks.
giant ball. You're like a microscopic character,
Yeah.
so you have to maneuver it.
The music in that game is amazing. Like
La 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 la.
that soundtrack is just so fun to listen to while you're playing. So I may end up going back and playing through that because not Ethan. Sorry, I was looking at the show notes and your name popped up right when I said that. Micah watched for a little while and he's like, if you stream this, I'll come back and watch a little bit more. So I may have to stream a playthrough of Katamari Damacy on Luna. So, but that is all that I have been playing. Let's take a quick break here. We'll come back and we'll talk about some news.
Who are the friends?
What?
Who are the friends?
Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome to Cole talking over me. In the news this week, we got a little bit to talk about. I mean, there's not a ton of news, but there's a little bit. Ubisoft this week announced that they are delaying the release of the multiplayer portion of Watch Dogs Legion.
I thought it was for PC only. I didn't actually read the report, but it mentioned PC.
Yeah, it does. It does say PC only. You're right.
Perfect.
I missed that first. So yeah, apparently the PC version of the game is buggy and causes the game to crash pretty often. So they are going to be delaying that version of the game, which is the version of the game that I play. So
it's the version of the game I own that I haven't played.
Yeah, and that's one of those games that I would really like to have a chance to sit down and play with you for a while, but we have no idea when the multiplayer portion is going to be available. So, the console versions are still planned for release on March 9th. So, if you play on any of the consoles that the game is available on, you will be able to play online as previously announced. Just that PC has been pushed back with no release date given as to when we can expect the PC version of the multiplayer to be available.
I'm sure fans will mod it into the game somehow way before that.
That's entirely possible, and wouldn't that be?
And it'll work better than what they give us eventually.
So, I really have liked what I've played of Watch Dogs Legion. I haven't finished the game, but I have put quite a bit of time into it, and I want to play multiplayer because we've talked about playing multiplayer for every version of Watch Dogs at some point and haven't been able to do it.
One of these days, we're gonna do it, man.
So,
one of these days, I'll play that new game that I have not played yet.
It's pretty good.
I only delayed it because we didn't have multiplayer at the time.
Yeah. So, hopefully they'll get those bugs worked out. I would much rather them do this. Don't put out the multiplayer stuff and just have it not work ever. I'd rather they do this and get it right than put out a version of the game that just doesn't work. So,
For real.
In the meantime, while we're waiting, though, we could head to the arcade and play Minecraft Dungeons together.
Some arcades?
Arcade.
I mean, we have some arcades in Tulsa.
I own a couple of cabs that are.
I'd say you got cabinets.
I don't know if any of them work. I know the one that I've tested definitely doesn't work, but it's not Minecraft.
I want to get an arcade cabinet. I just don't have one yet. Because I think you could get one of those arcade 1-up ones, put a Raspberry Pi in there, and have a good time.
Of course.
So, the Minecraft arcade version of the game is it's 4-player,
Okay.
and it will include 9 levels in the game, and each character has 3 different buttons. It's a melee button, a dodge button, and a ranged attack button.
Oh.
So, there are no save files. What it does is it uses a physical card to show character progression, gear you have, skins, pets, all that kind of stuff. And then every time you play the game, a card is given to you that is yours to keep. There are 60 different cards that you can get.
So just break the machine and rob them all out of there.
That's probably not the best way to go about it.
But it's incredibly accurate.
These arcade machines are currently in testing, and they are expected to be released properly around the country later this year. So, we've all played through Minecraft Dungeons, and I had fun. It was a fun little, Diablo light game.
Until someone turned the difficulty up and we couldn't do anything anymore.
Well, yeah, there was that. I think there's been some content additions since the last time we've played, so there's probably some new content we could go back at some point and try out.
St. Patrick's Day DLC?
I don't know if they have St. Patrick's Day DLC in Minecraft Dungeons.
I don't know.
So, unfortunately, you'll have to just play Animal Crossing if you want to look like a leprechaun. So, speaking of Diablo, though, Blizzard announced this week that if you still have an old save file from Diablo 2, it will work with the new Diablo 2 Resurrected that they're going to be releasing.
Yay.
For those hardcore gamers who've had a save file for this long.
Well, I imagine there are some people that have played Diablo 2 recently.
I'm sure there's people who never even stopped playing it too.
That's probably
there's people playing it right now, dude.
They're like, I just got the new updated Diablo 2, and I can't wait to put my level 999 character in there. Run around.
The person you've prestiged from normal to legendary or whatever the top tier mode of that game is, yeah.
That was Caleb on Diablo 3. It's like, let's go play. I'm like, okay. You're 6 prestiges ahead of me or something.
He walks in, he's just a shining beacon of light, and you're like in starter stuff.
I'm just instant downing.
I imagine there's probably people who have a Diablo 2 save file. Every time they build a new computer, it comes with them, and they've just been waiting for the day they can use that save file, and now is the time.
Absolutely, yeah. I still have StarCraft save files. I brought
Do you?
them from PCs. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of old hard drives sitting around. I have no idea what's on them.
Your save data would probably have to be registered with their update that they did a while back, where where your save data is saved with Bungie.net.
Yeah.
Not Bungie, Battle.net.
Battle.net.
Yeah, there we go. Bungie.net, Battle.net, Bethesda.net. We had too many B-nets.
Well, now that you've mentioned it, Bethesda.net.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to redirect you to Microsoft.com now.
Really?
The purchase of ZeniMax by Microsoft was approved by the SEC this week.
It sent me to Bethesda.net.
Oh, well, maybe the website hasn't been updated yet.
Wait, does that mean that the Bethesda launcher is going to get integrated into the Microsoft, the Xbox stuff?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because I think I own Doom Eternal through that. Yeah, I do. So that's weird.
Okay. I don't even know what I have. I got something.
Does that
Yeah.
mean that Fallout 76 is going to become better?
No. 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 You're very optimistic about that. That's not gonna happen.
Guys, it's on Game Pass. We should take it. We should go to the waste together. I'm sure there's not somebody who set up some sort of death claw spawn pit on our starting area or something.
No, that would never happen.
You'll never find a MMO with more scum and villainy. Oh yeah, you will. It's called every other MMO as well.
Pretty much. So yeah, but that just means that, Microsoft does officially own ZeniMax and Bethesda and all of that. So now that purchase has been approved, I imagine we'll see more Bethesda stuff showing up on Game Pass probably fairly soon.
Yep, Fallout 76 PC is on Game Pass.
And it's probably broken as it's always been.
Wasn't that the game that the first week people were getting into developer boxes?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was like the first week, and people were getting emails that people were sending for help, and they were getting all the personal information.
Oops.
Oh yeah.
Game has been a total train wreck.
Yeah, I downloaded it one day, tried it, and it couldn't do much of anything, and was like, nope, nope.
It's like, you can't do anything else today unless you want to pay us $20 for more energy. It's like, this isn't a mobile game. This isn't a Facebook game.
Yeah. Oh, that just reminded me that it's not anything that's like super exciting news, but that mobile thing reminded me that the developers of Torchlight 3 were bought by Zynga. So expect a Farmville crossover in Torchlight 3 any day now.
I was just thinking that you were like, Facebook. I'm like, oh, it's time to water your crops, huh?
If you want armor, you've got to send an invite to 5 friends.
That reminds me, I better go spam Ethan a few more invites for Farmville.
By the way, since we were talking Game Pass, Among Us is on Game Pass.
Really?
Is it on
PC?
PC?
Yeah, it's been on. That's how I played it the first time we played.
I don't know. It might be on console. I haven't checked that side.
I don't think it is. I think it's just on PC.
Is Among Us even on console?
It's on Switch. I know that.
Yeah, I don't think it's on Xbox or PlayStation.
But yeah, you can.
It's hard to justify being put on a console when it's free on your phone and the paid version's not even that expensive.
Yeah, it's $5 though, so it's not like, it's that big a deal.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen a bunch of people play it on Switch, so it must work fairly well on there.
Didn't we have people on each of the platforms the time we played it with the group?
Pretty sure we did, yeah. Yeah, I know. I was playing on PC when we did it, because right after it came to Game Pass, that's when we decided to play with everybody.
That was literally the only night that I got screen mirroring to work for my phone. The very next day, it was like, no, you want to pay for it? I was like, all right, I'm done.
No, I do not. So, but that's it for the news this week. So, unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about, that will be the show for this week.
Nope. I usually remember what I wanted to talk about on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, that's when you call. So, hey, we need to add, 15 minutes to the end of this show.
Quick, an addendum. Yeah.
So, well, thank you very much, Cole, for being here.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Ethan. Oh no!
Sorry, I sneezed earlier and muted myself, and like there was still adverse effects there where I just couldn't talk. I was like, I can't say anything.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Thanks for stopping by, Cole. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ethan. Yeah, you owe me one.
Oh gosh.
Now it's time to
I'm
go
not
play
even kidding about the sneeze thing there. Oh man. And that's how
Thanks
we
for
end the show.
hosting,
There we go.
back. And we're done.
Howdy do. How's it? What is it? Howdy.
How to do.
Howda do.
How to do.
Howda do.
How do you?
If you want to reach out to us, we have new ways to do so. You can email us at procedurallygeneratedent@gmail.com. If you like what we do, you can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/pgent. Patreon supporters get the video version of the podcast a day early. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/progenint. Check out our YouTube channel, and we still have that famous Facebook group where you can interact with us on a daily basis as well.